What's up, everybody? Pastor G, the virtual pastor from Indianapolis, Indiana. I am so excited to be with each and every one of you today. And if you are supposed to be in the session, let's see, somewhere over here, how to use social media for virtual ministry, you are in the right place. So here's what I want you to do. We're going to be together for a while. So I want you to grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab your water, grab whatever it is that you need. As well as a pen, piece of paper, something like that, so that you can take some notes today. I believe that today is going to be a blessing to you, and we want to be a blessing to the body of Christ. So if you are in the session, then you're supposed to be in the session, how to use social media for virtual ministry, you're in the right place. Again, my name is John Gurton. Let me introduce myself just a little bit. They call me, or I'm better known around the country as Virtual Pastor G. And certainly I'm blessed to be able to share with each and every one of you. I really just want to share a little bit of what I have learned and I've been doing for over 2.5 decades at least. Some of y'all who may follow me on social media, you may have seen a photo that I posted of me shooting video back in 1985. So yeah, I've been at this for quite a while. I've been at it for a long time. And so over the years, what I've been also able to do, in addition to the work that I've done with video from way back in the 80s, I was able to launch what we call a virtual ministry called The Loving Church back in 2008. So you can imagine, well before the pandemic in 2020, well before that, back in 2008, we were ministering virtually through the internet back in 2008. And so that meant that we were doing virtual ministry from pretty much anywhere we could get a semi-strong or strong Wi-Fi signal. And so with that internet signal, that meant we were also preaching from just about anywhere. We were preaching from truck stops. I did sermons from restaurants. I did sermons from parks, from airports. I mean, there was a day I found myself in Dayton, Ohio, and I even did a sermon and I preached from the mall there in Dayton, Ohio. And so in addition to our virtual ministry, we've also had the opportunity and been blessed to teach broadcast journalism at Tennessee State University. So hey, to my Nashville family, also down there at the Siegenthaler Center on the campus of Vanderbilt University, we taught instructional design and animation at ITT Technical Institute, and also taught at Ball State University a joint curriculum in broadcast and in journalism in Muncie, Indiana. In addition to those roles that I've played over the years, I've also served as the Director of Creative Media Services at Tennessee State University, as well as teaching in the classroom, and also did a stint there for a while as the TV operations manager for the new television station on the campus of Tennessee State University as well. And I currently serve as the Director of Marketing and Communication for Martin University right here in Indianapolis, Indiana. And more important than all of that is that since about 1990, 91, 92, I served in various roles as associate pastor, on-staff minister. I've served as executive pastor, and I've also served as lead pastor of the CNBC Indy right here in Indianapolis, Indiana, for over 5 years. So that means we've also had an opportunity to develop media ministries for churches pretty much all over the country. And with all of that said, I'm going to share just briefly with you again today how to use social media for virtual ministry. How to use social media for virtual ministry. So we're going to talk a lot about some of the tools and techniques and really some ways to think about how to approach preparing yourself to minister to a virtual congregation, a virtual audience, people that are not necessarily right in front of you. And so again, I'm gonna go back real quick because again, I wanna make sure you see this right here. A lot of the information that we're gonna give you today, there are some additional tools, additional videos that are available that I may reference from our Media Mentor Academy. I did not mention that I'm also the founder of the Media Mentor Academy, and it is solely designed to share our expertise in a way that you can go to our website, www.gurtenterprises.com. I'll give you more information at the end, but initially, you're going to hear me talk about it, where you can actually go to that website, click Media Mentor Academy, and for 3 months, we'll give you a free program where you can actually watch the videos and learn how we set all this stuff up, our 3-point lights, our backdrops, our backgrounds, getting all this stuff, all these things on the screen. You also have the software that we're using. We talk about that. I have a little thing, or I don't know where it is, but another little thing around here that where I talk about encoders and all that kind of stuff, how to set it all up. If you want to learn a little bit more, go a little bit deeper, then you can always go to www.gertenterprises.com, hit Media Mentor Academy. You can join that and you can take advantage of our 3-month free program where you can watch all those videos and learn more about what we do. So I wanted to show y'all that real quick because I will be making references to that as we go through today's session. Now, again, I'm just going to, again, give you a high, sort of altitude look at, again, some of the things that we've done over the years. I'm also, and I didn't mention this, I'm sorry, I'm also the CEO of Gert Enterprises, LLC. That is the company that's associated with the website that is actually sponsoring the program, Media Mentor Academy, Gert Enterprises, LLC. I've been doing marketing since about 1993, video production since about 1985. I am what you call a serial entrepreneur. So that means I'll start a business in a hot second. And I know I got some folk who will be a witness out there, and y'all know y'all just like me, y'all serial entrepreneurs too, and it is all good. Like I said before, former journalism and communications professor from Ball State University and Tennessee State University. Of course, I'm the founder of Media Mentor Academy. I want y'all to check that out. And I'm also currently the director of marketing communications at Martin University. So, all right. So now we got all that out of the way. You know who I am. You know what I've done. Blah, 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 blah. Again, get your tea, get your coffee, get ready, because we are about to jump right on in so that you can get some tools and tips on how to approach being a virtual preacher, speaker, pastor, or doing things virtually where you don't necessarily have people right in front of you, okay? So y'all give me a little bit. Let me do this. I want this to be full frame. How's that look? Okay, so here's an overview of what we're going to go through today. We have quite a bit of time with you, so I'm going to take my time with you today, and these are some things I want to talk through. Step up, dig deeper, and prep up, okay? With regard to step up today, I want to talk about the purpose of preparation. It's kind of delving into why are we even doing virtual ministry, right? We'll talk a little bit about that. The next thing is preparing a virtual sermon. The approach that you take, some might find the approach to virtual ministry not unlike your approach to anything else. And if that's you, great. But I think that there are some idiosyncrasies, there are some tips and tools that you can apply to virtual ministry that you would not necessarily think about if you were used to just a face-to-face. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Preparing for change. And that's a little sneak peek. I'm going to give y'all a little bit more about that as we get into it. Preparing your mind and your mindset of how to approach. There are some of us who approach the virtual environment already defeated. I don't know what else to say. And so you've got to prepare your mind and recognize that things happen. I've had to actually, let me come back to me because I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to see me when I say this, all right? I'm going to turn this thing off here. Y'all don't need to see that anymore. Oh, I want y'all to know. This is technology. Stuff happens. This is in between the lines. This is for free. What I'm giving you right now is for free. Things happen with technology, okay? And so you cannot approach it in such a way where you are already defeated before you even get started. And some of us can have the kind of mentality that you are so, intimidated by technology that you can't functionally get things going, get things up, get things set in order because you're so worried about something going wrong. Let me just be real with y'all. I've had to restart this recording at least 3 times, okay? Because something went wrong technologically, something went awry. So I want y'all to get that. We're going to talk about the mindset that you have to have when you are approaching technology, or at least approaching ministering virtually. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about digging deeper. I'm going to give you 8 factors to think about when you're thinking about digging in to this virtual environment. Now, prep up. Prep up is important because there are some things that you have to do before you actually get moving, okay? We'll talk about the manuscript. We're going to talk about the support you need in addition to your manuscript. And then we're going to talk about your work area and the environment that you set up or the environment that you create for yourself in order to get things done. I hope y'all can see this pretty good on the screen because I really would like to stay here on this screen. So we'll see what happens. Are y'all ready to dig in? I don't hear you. You ready to dig in? Okay, great. All right, let's make this thing happen. All right. First of all, let's look at maximizing social media for ministry. Here's a quote that I have. I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and make this bigger because I want y'all to see this. Here's a quote that I have. The best way to get in touch with your congregation or to get in touch with your audience and new members is simply to go where they are. Okay, and I'm gonna give y'all some statistics here in a minute. It's gonna break this thing down so that you really understand where your people are, okay? In order to really maximize social media and ministry, the one thing that I would suggest is first we can recognize that you've got multiple areas and multiple ways that you can engage with people virtually. You got Facebook, what I got? YouTube, I got Instagram, I got Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest, Snapchat, and trust me, tomorrow there's going to be another one. This is how it works. But here's what I'm suggesting, especially when you are starting out, especially when you are a small congregation or you don't have a staff or you don't have a budget, you may not even have a certain level of expertise. You don't have, some young people running around who could get you into all this stuff. Here's my deal. Just pick one social media network to maximize, okay? You don't have to do everything. You don't have to do all of them, okay? God bless you if you can, all right? But I think it's easy to become deer in the headlights when you realize that some people use Facebook, other people are using YouTube, and some are using all these tools very well. But when you're starting out, just pick one, y'all. Just pick one. You don't have to do everything, okay? You don't have to be all things to all people, all right? Just pick one. Does that make sense? Y'all gonna ask me which one is the best one. I'm gonna share that with y'all a little bit later. Here's the next thing I want to say is that for most of us, approaching the virtual space can be stressful. Y'all see that? And what am I suggesting? Let the church say stress less. And what I mean by stressing less is that you do not have to assume the whole responsibility of getting everything done for your virtual ministry work, whatever you're doing virtually, your virtual sermon, your virtual event, whatever it is you're doing online. You don't have to assume the whole responsibility. Let me give you an example. A lot of times people see me posting on LinkedIn or they see me posting on Facebook or posting something on YouTube or whatever, Twitter. And I think that people actually think that I'm sitting here on my phone all day long just posting that stuff. Well, the truth is that I stress less. How do I do that? I stress less by using tools like Hootsuite. Hootsuite allows me to monitor multiple social media accounts all at the same time, as well as it allows me to share my posts on schedule. So I can spend a couple of hours on Sunday night, set up all of my posts for the week that I want to see happen during the week. And that could be everything from me sending out scriptures. I could actually send out information about my upcoming Bible study. I can send out information about my upcoming, virtual whatever. I can have all of that scheduled on Sunday, and then throughout the week, those posts will drop on a schedule. So you might get it at 12 noon on Wednesday, but I wasn't sitting there at 12 noon doing this, right? I did all of that on Sunday. All that was scheduled. And there are other tools out there if you all will join one of my other presentations, that I go into some of the technical stuff or the tools that I actually use. Okay, but Hootsuite is one that I recommend if you are looking for a platform that can help you stress less. All right, here's the second thing. G Suite, Google G Suite. Some of y'all are with it, some of y'all are not. Some of y'all think it's intrusive. I don't know. It depends on who you are, what you're into. You can say Microsoft Office, whatever. But get your hands on a tool that you can use to keep everything organized and everything centralized. Okay, you can use their virtual storage disk. I think it's called Google Drive, something like that. You can use their slides to create slides similar to the one that you see me having right here on the screen. You can use their docs to type all your scripts, all your programs, your orders of worship, whatever that is that you've got. You can use Google G Suite to stay organized and keep everything in one place. You can also use it to communicate when you've got Gmail. You can share documents, you can share images, you can share photos, you can share slides. All of that in the same place in Google G Suite. That's why I'm suggesting, in order to stress less, don't have all of these documents all over the place. Try to keep everything centralized in one place, and then you can find it when you need it. Number 3, what am I saying? Work smart, not hard. All right, work smart, not hard. Find others to help you in your area of weaknesses, okay? I said a whole lot when I said that. I said a whole lot. Y'all not gonna say amen, and that's all right. I am a preacher. Y'all know you can say amen on that one. Y'all feeling me on that. In order for you to get the help that you need in the area of your weakness, the very first thing you must do is acknowledge the areas where you are weak. Okay? Just because you're a pastor doesn't mean that you got to do everything. Do I have a witness in here? Okay? You don't have to do everything. You're not responsible for everything. There are some things that you do not have the capacity, the experience, the knowledge to do. And so what do you need to do? You need to go get that. Okay, y'all too far from me. I need to bring y'all closer. All right? Go get the help that you need. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to know everything. In this environment, technology changes all the time. And so you're always having to ramp up. You're always having to let go of old knowledge and grab a hold of new knowledge. And so as I say that, I am so serious when I say that, y'all. Go get the help that you need in the area of your weakness. If you are not good at writing, go find somebody that can write for you. If you're not good at editing, go find someone who can edit for you. If you're not good at cleaning up your audio or editing your podcast, whatever it is, go find somebody that can help you do that. Now, am I giving you a suggestion? Yes. Fiverr. I think it's fiverr.com. Some of y'all probably already using that, okay? I think there's a thing called, it used to be called Upwork. Y'all can look that up. I don't know if it's called Upwork anymore, but check into Upwork, freelancer.com. You know, check into some of those places where you can actually hire people to help you get things done, all right? GTD, get it done, or get her done, GED, I don't know. Y'all feel what I'm saying, all right? Find somebody that can help you out. Or, here's another suggestion I'm having. You can also get what's called an SaaS. Yeah, some of y'all can write that down because you're like, what in the world is a SaaS? It stands for Software as a Service, Software as a Service. You can look that up because SaaS applications exist for the purpose of automating some of the tasks that you normally have to do over and 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 over again. Y'all get it? So I'm recommending tools like HubSpot. You can check them out. Now, HubSpot is a little deeper than your social media stuff, but HubSpot also helps you to build community. It helps you to stay in touch with people. It kind of gives you a better visual dashboard to let you know who all you're talking to, how, you may have some people you need to keep up with. HubSpot automates some of those tasks, so I'm recommending them. Number 4, now, one of the things that I didn't tell y'all, and I'm sorry that I didn't tell you. No, I'm not. Well, yeah, I'm sorry. I am. Really, I am. I'm sorry I didn't tell y'all. But part of my background is as a graphic designer. Okay, I don't have a degree in graphic design. I picked it up as a hobby when I was in college. And actually, before I really started doing video and editing and all that, before I started really doing that heavy duty, I was doing graphic design, okay? All the way back to Photoshop 1.0, all the way back to Aldus PageMaker. I can go way back. I've been doing graphic design for a long time. And so as sort of part of what I do, one of the things that I have recognized is that if you want to do virtual ministry, and if you want to do it in the spirit of excellence, and I think I may even talk a little bit more about the spirit of excellence, if you want to do it in the spirit of excellence, what I do suggest is that you use a tool like Canva, canva.com. Look them up because they will allow you to look as professional as you need to as you're promoting whatever it is that you're doing. Okay, so I'm suggesting Canva. You don't necessarily have to be a graphic designer. All you really got to know is what it is you're doing, what you're trying to do. You got to know your title. You got to know your dates. You got to know your website addresses. You got to know your giving links, all that information. You got to know those things. If you have that information, you can enter that into some pre-made template designs and use Canva and actually look like you mean what you're doing. You look serious, right? You look like you mean it. That's all I'm trying to say. All right? Don't be just putting up junk. Don't be putting up ugly graphics and fonts all over the place and all these different colors and all that other kind of stuff. Go to a tool like Canva, use some of their templates, and then, keep it consistent. Don't try to use all of their templates. Just use the ones that work. And trust me, you will be blessed. All right? Let me come on back to myself. Are y'all still with me? Okay, stress less. Let me go back. I'm gonna do a little quick review. Maximize social media, find one. Stick with it. All right, if you starting out, you ain't gotta do everything. Just start with the one. Can I get an amen? All right. The second thing I want y'all to do is stress less. Find the tools that you need that can help you do what you need to do better, easier, faster, with less stress. I'm all about working smart, not hard, y'all. All right, let's move on. Okay, here's another thing. Here's where, and I was saying this earlier, I want to give y'all some additional tools besides just Hootsuite. I'm saying I broke this one out because I think this is important, because just with Hootsuite, you can monitor what's going on with your social media through Hootsuite, but I also talked about scheduling. And this is where I'm also talking about organizing your content with a production calendar. Y'all see that right there? And let me make this bigger so y'all can really see it. I want to make this bigger so y'all can really see it. Hootsuite is the one that I recommended, but I'm also giving you the option of another service called Buffer and Social Pilot. Okay. Of course, you can all get into all of these for free, but ultimately you would have to pay, I think, I don't know, $19, $20 as of today. $19, $20 a month, but trust me, it's worth it. It really is worth it. If you break it down, it's really worth it. Okay. You know what? I did not hit my little quote here. Check out my quote. Don't overthink your videos. Don't overthink your live streams, any of that kind of stuff. There are some basic best practices and techniques that are necessary, not expensive equipment or production. Okay, so that's just a quote. Y'all can take a note of that. All right, next thing. Have a website to drive your traffic back to. What do I mean there? What I mean there is that even if you choose to, say for instance, use Facebook, hint, hint, even if you choose to use Facebook, you don't want your audience to only be on Facebook. You don't want to just be able to find them on Facebook. So what you also want to do is you want to have a web presence, a website that you can also drive traffic to. Y'all heard me talk about it earlier. I told y'all, in order for y'all to gain access to more of my content, I'm sending you to my website, www.gertenterprise.com, so that you can join my Media Mentor Academy, because my goal is to establish a community outside my social media accounts. I want a community that I can reach out to and talk to at any given time. So I do special stuff for y'all, right? I do special stuff for the people who join my Media Mentor Academy, right? I do special stuff for you all that I may not do on Facebook. I may not do on LinkedIn. They may never hear about it on Twitter, but inside my community on my website, from my website, yeah, you're going to get some special behind the scenes stuff. I'm going to share stuff with y'all I don't share with nobody else. So you need a web presence so you can drive traffic from your social media accounts to your personal website, collect information, whether that be an email address, a first name, last name, whatever you can collect, so that you can talk to that community whenever you feel like you've got something special you want to share with them. Now, I'm recommending a tool. You see it right there, Wix. I use Wix.com. Some of y'all use Squarespace. Some of y'all use Weebly. You can use GoDaddy. You can use whatever. Constant Contact got the nerve to even have a website builder. So whatever you use, again, hopefully y'all wrote those down. If you didn't, I'm going to say them again. I recommend Wix, but I realize there's also Weebly. There's also Squarespace. GoDaddy has a website builder, and even services like Constant Contact, which is not a website building service. It's an email service. So don't ask. I have no idea why they got a builder, but whatever. But you can use any one of those in order to build you a very easy and quick website, web presence. And they, again, just like Canva, they have templates that you can use to get started. So you don't have to be this highfalutin web designer. Yes, I'm a professional web designer, and yeah, my websites look pretty good for what I do because that's what I do. But you don't have to be all that in order to get that web presence started. You can get started for free on Wix even before you even pay a dime to get your web presence up. I just said something and y'all didn't say amen. All right, let's keep moving. The next thing, build your own database and create community. As you create that community, you can use Wix to build your database, right? Wix, the website builder I just talked about, has the ability to actually have your visitors enter information into a form, and you can collect the information into a database. But if you want a more robust system to collect those email addresses, to collect those names, I'm recommending MailChimp for that, okay? MailChimp is a service, it's really a marketing service now. It used to just be about email marketing, but now you can do a whole lot of other things inside MailChimp. So I recommend them. They give you, I believe they give you a free account, or freemium was what they call it, that's forever free, that you can, get in, get started, and you can also collect. And honestly, you can actually with many of these website builders like Wix or like Squarespace or like even WordPress, even Weebly and all those others, you can actually make a connection between your website and services, email services or database services like MailChimp or Constant Contact or Deliverr or something like that. Do I have some others on here? I just said MailChimp. Okay, MailChimp. So you can actually make a connection between your website and MailChimp. And again, you can send out basic emails inside Wix, but depending on the plan that you purchase, the monthly plan or the yearly plan that you purchase, it may truncate or it may limit the numbers of emails you can send out per month. If it does, then you can send all of those email addresses over to something like MailChimp, which will open up the opportunities for you to send more emails. You may have a limit on the number of people you can send to, but you may not have a limit on how many you can send. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Hopefully that made sense. Let me just say this. I know that, let me come closer. Come. All right. I know that for MailChimp, at one time, I had a limit of 3,000 names that I could have for free inside MailChimp. I don't know if it's still that way or not, but here's the deal. It took me forever to get to 3,000 names inside MailChimp, okay? So because I didn't hit my limit, if I only had, say, 300 names in my MailChimp database, I could send as many emails as I wanted to that 300. You get it? Because I hadn't hit my limit in terms of the numbers of names that I had inside my database. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Whereas with Wix, Wix only lets you send out, depending on your plan. My plan only lets me send out 3 email blasts a month. So if I have 300 or 3,000, I can only send 3 emails out to them per month, which is extremely limiting. All right. Here's the last thing I'm going to say. I believe under stress less is to be patient. Again, let the church say, be patient. Be patient. I said that Rome wasn't built in a day, and you're not going to get all this virtual stuff built out and working and perfect. You're not going to get all that done in a day either. Tech changes every single day. Okay. And so what that means is that there are going to be things that are going to happen. They're going to be technologies that are going to emerge. They're going to be new services, even software as a service. They're going to, new feature sets going to come out. And so be patient with yourself. Do not stress yourself out about what you don't know. Okay. Things are going to change. Technology is going to morph. And so what I'm encouraging you to do right now is to be patient. I'm giving you a recommendation. Y'all see there at the bottom, Skillshare and other sites like YouTube can help you learn what you need to know in order to keep up when the technology is shifting. Is that making sense? Is that making sense? I hope that's making sense. All right, we're doing good on time. So I want to keep going. Man, but I really want to talk about that, being patient and learning what you need to learn. A lot of people, I think, are afraid of the virtual space simply because of what they don't know, okay, about the technology, what they don't know about lighting, what they don't know about software, what they don't know about computers, what they don't know about framing. And so because of what they don't know, they're fearful. And that's why I'm saying YouTube can be your best friend. Y'all hear what I'm saying? You just search for what you don't know. You don't know how to send a video up to Instagram? Go to YouTube and search it out. You can purchase a Skillshare account, a Skillshare. Let me go back to it. I want y'all to see it. You can purchase a Skillshare account right there, Skillshare. Purchase your account. I don't know how much. I can't remember how much it is. It's not that much. And you can type in what you need. You don't know how to produce a YouTube video. You need to learn some basic lighting techniques. You need to learn how to mic yourself better or edit your own videos together, your own podcast, start a blog, whatever. That's what these services are for. You don't have to know how to do everything. You can learn what you need to learn. Take your time, be patient, and don't stress yourself out. Stress less. All right. I'm going to run real quickly over which content marketing is dominating. And by content, I'm talking about where do you put your virtual ministry, your virtual sermons, your virtual services, your virtual Bible studies, your virtual, when you're putting out scriptures or you're sending out little messages or quips or clips or whatever. Where should you send them? What is the prevailing marketing location, if you will, that is dominating right now? So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to make these bigger because I want y'all to see what's really going on right now. Okay. All right. There it is. Y'all see this? For ministry, which is dominating? Depending on your target market, what I'm recommending is that video can spread your message better than anything. Okay. Y'all see this? What this said, let me change my glasses. All right, y'all pray for Pastor G because he's not ready for bifocals. All right. What kind of content do you want to see from a brand or business that you support? 54% of those who were surveyed in 2017, based on HubSpot research, suggest that 54% prefer video. And I would argue today that that number has increased. Video is dominating, folks. All right. So if you're a pastor and you're trying to figure out what kind of content to put out, I'm not against pushing out. I am so not against pushing out little images with scriptures. I'm not against that. You can do that. I'm not against pushing out, little posts, little messages. I'm not against that. But what this data is showing us is that people crave video online and that video is dominating. Okay. Y'all see that right there. Next is emails and newsletters. Some of us don't keep up with emails and newsletters, but that again is why things like MailChimp And Wix database is important because you can email people. There are people that are still responding to emails. Y'all see that? Social images, I just talked about that a minute ago. Nothing wrong with having an image with scriptures and blah, 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 blah. That's cool, okay? But that is not the number one most desired, preferred rather, content delivery system. It is video, okay? The social video, I'm gonna try to get to social video a little later on in this because social video is sort of there are several types of video, one of which is social videos that is craved by a lot of people. Then there's blog articles and content in PDF forms and downloadable stuff that you can download. Let's move on. Which content is dominating again? Let's talk about it. Internet users everywhere enjoy video content at the clip of 85% of all internet users in the United States watch online video content monthly on any of their devices. And I would argue because of COVID-19 that number has increased, right? I wish I had, and I don't, but I wish I had numbers on how many people have found themselves inside Zooms and WebExes and what is it called? Skype video conferences. I don't have that data, but trust me, if you did some research on that, I can guarantee you that because of COVID-19, there have been tons of people that have had to find themselves within the context of sharing with other people through the portal of video. 85% of all internet users in the United States watch online video content monthly. I guarantee you that number is up. Let's keep going. Demand for video content is increasing. 54%, y'all remember that number, of consumers want to see more video content. So that means for you, let me come back to myself, that means for you, even as a pastor or a preacher, a Bible study teacher, whatever, that means that you need to understand that there's an audience out there that wants you to talk to them through video, just like what I'm doing right now. There's an audience of folk that's looking for you and they want to see you on video. Great that they see you with photos, great that they see you with these little images, social media images and all that, but what they really want is they want to see you through video. Video as a powerful tool. Let me see. Again, I want y'all to see this up close. Let me get closer. All right, marketing tool. 87% of marketing professionals use video as a marketing tool. All right, now, okay, I got plenty of time to talk about this, so I'm gonna slide back here and I'm gonna talk about this. Just because we are working from the faith-based space does not mean that we can't learn something from corporate America. Did I just say something? Okay. There are some things that marketers are doing with regard to video, social media, virtual, online, in that space that we in the body of Christ need to understand and to take advantage of. I'm not going to get on my soapbox, but let me just say this. I believe that in the beginning, God created. And when God created, that meant to me that all of the raw materials, all of the resources that are available to us today are not just available to the not just available to the corporate community. They are first available to us to use in order to benefit not just ourselves, but to first benefit the kingdom of God. And so this virtual stuff we're talking about, these videos that we're talking about, this technology that we're talking about, the Wi-Fi, the camera, the lens, the iPad, the cell phone with the camera, 1080p and 1920i and all that stuff belongs to the kingdom first. It doesn't belong to the world first. It doesn't belong to people who are using the technology in order to prey on young people. It belongs to the kingdom first. So when I'm talking about video as a powerful marketing tool, it's a powerful ministry tool first. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? Powerful ministry tool. And in the age that we're in right now, I'm being very serious. In the age that we're in right now, people need the gospel more than ever before. And the most powerful tool that you have to reach people, many of whom that you will never ever meet, yet you can make an impact on their life through the gospel, the good news of Jesus Christ, right here, most powerful ministry tool. I should change that, ministry tool. It says 87%, but I can guarantee you 100% of those who are watching this right now could benefit from somebody coming on to encourage them in the midst of loss, in the midst of grief, in the midst of pain, in the midst of what they're going through. You can minister and touch people's lives through the power of video, online, virtually, to people you'll never meet, right? Some plant, others water, but God gets the increase. Catch what I'm saying? All right, I'm getting off my soapbox. I'm sorry. Let me get back to my presentation. Don't be mad at me, y'all. All right, video marketing on social media channels in 2020. That's this year. YouTube is the most popular video sharing platform for marketers, with 88% of them planning on using it in 2020. Facebook is second with 76%. Hint, hint, hint. Remember what I said. You don't have to use everything. Just find one platform. You can use YouTube or you can use Facebook. You don't have to use both. It's up to you. Your world, do you. But I'm just saying, if you want to stress less and you want to get this thing done, you want to maximize ministry when you're just starting out and you're just now learning, you don't have a team, you don't have a budget, you don't have a whole lot of stuff, just pick one. All right. And here's two of the top ones right here in YouTube and in Facebook. All right. This right here is me just sharing with you all what happened in my world when I first started utilizing all the tools that I'm sharing with you right now. I set up a web presence. I set up a schedule inside my Hootsuite, right? I set up my forms to capture information, and then I launched it all, and I got a 756% spike in visits to my website, just like overnight, like boom. Y'all see that? You see that big old, right? I was chucking along here with just a little bit, and then bam, that's what happened when I actually activated the very things that I'm telling you all about right now. I have used them myself. I'm not just talking about what I heard, y'all. I'm talking about what I know. So in ministry, this is the kind of thing. Do I have any witnesses? Anybody out there, you want to see a spike like this with people coming and partaking of the ministry that God has called you into? Okay? It's not a rhetorical question. You need to answer this for yourself. If you are looking to reach people, you may not reach 231 people in one day or in one sitting or whatever, right? And I'll be honest. We're talking about how to use social media for virtual ministry. I'll be honest. When we first started doing our virtual ministry back in 2008, there was virtually nobody doing virtual ministry at that time, okay? It was just me, my wife, and a few people that followed us. So when we got done with a broadcast, we may only have had 30 people watch. You follow? Now, did that discourage us? No, because that was 30 more people than we had in front of us. I only had 3 or 4 people in front of me, right? And so to have 30 people who are watching somewhere in the world, I had people that was watching from the Caribbean islands, right? They couldn't come, they couldn't visit, they couldn't walk in the doors, but they could partake of the ministry that God had called me to. So when I say be patient, I mean be patient from the aspect that we went from 30 people watching at any given time. That there were other times we had 300 people watching live at one time. Get it? Not only that, some of y'all who are already doing virtual ministry, you probably get more views than I do. You recognize that after you go live, that virtual ministry piece becomes available on demand. In other words, people can keep watching and keep sharing it even beyond the live piece. Facebook has started something called watch parties, so people can watch together and comment and chat with each other and talk to each other. Even in the age of the pandemic, folk can still engage in the content. So if you only have 30 people watching on a Sunday, by the time you get to Friday, you might have 300 who have watched throughout that week. Isn't that awesome? That is awesome. Okay. Let me keep moving. Get off my soapbox. All right, y'all. We're going to keep moving. We're halfway through, and I think we're doing good. Here's another recommendation that I have, and that is to get creative. Y'all see this? Get creative. Here's my quote for this particular slide. The best way is simply don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Don't intimidate yourself again by what you don't know. But I will suggest this. Let me take a drink real quick. I will suggest this. Y'all see it right there. I do want you, though, to think outside the box, especially if you do not, y'all see me? If you don't have a budget. Y'all see me? If you don't have a budget, you don't have a bunch of professionals around you, you've got to think outside of the box if you're going to get virtual ministry done. It may be a little different than what you're used to, okay? But some of y'all noticed that when the pandemic hit and the CDC recommended that churches not have people gather to the tune of 50, 250, whatever the number was, depending on where you are, what state you're in, whatever. Some of y'all noticed that many churches had to very quickly go virtual, had to very quickly go online. And so if you started watching some of those virtual services, you started to see a lot of people doing some of the same things. In other words, what they would do is they would try to take a camera. Some took an iPad or a tablet. Some took a phone, did whatever they had to do. They set it up. Many of them were at their kitchen tables. Some of them, very few of them were in their churches, but wherever they were, you started seeing some of the same kinds of things. People sitting at their kitchen tables, sitting in their living rooms. There was a coffee table. There was a painting in the back or whatever. And those, you could tell that they were sort of pushed into this virtual thing so quickly that they didn't have time. Pastors and preachers and teachers didn't really have time to think about how they could truly engage with their congregations virtually. And so what I'm recommending to you is that if you're going to do a good job in the virtual space, you've got to think about how can I think outside of the box and do things that truly resonate and truly engage with my congregation or with my members or the virtual folk that, again, I might never see or I may never meet. You've got to think outside the box, okay? I think I'm going to give you some suggestions on that a little later, all right? My second thing is you can get a lot done with simple tools if you don't overthink it. Again, don't stress yourself. Let me see if I can make this bigger so y'all can see it. Don't stress yourself about what you don't have. Think more about what you do have. Just about everybody, and I'm gonna come back to myself, just about everybody's got a cell phone. These cell phones do an extremely amazing job nowadays because many of these cameras are shooting in HD, right? 1920 by 1080 or something like that, 720, whatever. They're doing good. These phones are doing real well. So most of us have a phone. Most of us have a smartphone that has a camera. So don't overthink it. If you don't have a tripod, I make some suggestions like use boxes, take things up, prop things up, do what you got to do. As long as you got good lighting and good audio, again, don't overthink it. You can look amazing with just a cell phone camera. You can do some amazing work with that. Don't overthink it. Here's the next thing. Don't try to compete with what you see other larger ministries, what they're doing. And I want to stress that because I'm not telling you not to look at what other people are doing. What I'm saying is don't try to compete with what other people are doing, especially if you're watching TV and you see somebody doing something on TV. First of all, if they're on television, that means they got a TV budget. Okay? If you don't have a TV budget, then that automatically means that what they're doing is probably above or on a higher level than what you can accomplish if you don't have that kind of budget, if you don't have that kind of staff, and if you don't have that kind of staff, chances are you don't have that type of equipment, right? You don't have that type of production. So when you're looking at other people, you can research them all day long, but be careful when you're trying to emulate or trying to mimic something that you don't even have the capacity to meet. Keep it simple. Okay, keep it simple. If you don't have all the tools and techniques and the budget and the people, you don't have to try to act like you do when you don't. All right, just be honest with yourself. All right. So again, the big deal here is that when you're watching larger ministries doing the work that they do, doing the work that they do. It's great to look at the quality. It's great to look at the production style. It's great to look at how their programs flow and whatnot. But from a technical perspective, they probably got, lights and professional audio gear in the back that you just don't have. So be careful with that. All right. Here's my next thing. Learn some of these tips and put them into practice, and you can make something as simple as your cell phone camera look amazing. Again, my quote, best way is simply don't overthink it. Let me look at you. Don't overthink it. Okay. Let's move on. I hope some of this is resonating. So here's my next thing. Prepare your equipment. And I say, here's where it gets interesting. Try to make this larger for y'all. Okay. All right. If you have any questions, again, write this down. I hope you still got your pencil, your pen, and all that. And if you got any questions, you're writing this down, or you've already gone over to the Media Mentor Academy and signed up, or you've looked me up on LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever, so you can send me any questions you have about what I'm about to get into when it comes to your equipment. If you want to look better with your virtual sermons or Bible studies, whatever it is you're doing, then you probably need to start with your webcam. And again, the solution may not be spending a ton of money. This is the point that I'm making. As a matter of fact, what you need may be closer to what you're thinking. Y'all know what I'm already talking about. I'm talking about it may be your cell phone. It may be your tablet. It may be your iPad, whatever it is that you have, okay? It may be closer than you think. Don't overthink it, y'all. Clearly, this must be important because I keep saying it, all right? And then I'm saying again, how to subscribe to the Media Mentor Academy, because I've got some videos. I have some videos that I have posted about how to really look good using something as simple as your cell phone. I got some videos about that, so I want y'all to jump over there and check that out. All right, let's keep moving. Lights, cameras, action. Let me get a little larger so y'all can see this. Now, either write down or jot down this little link right here, this bit.ly, bit.ly/2umkzzn, whatever. I think it is, I think this web address is case sensitive. So make sure you write that down, because I have a very short video on lighting, but it is awesome. Okay. It is awesome. Okay. First, here's what I'm suggesting is to find an area where you can achieve the type of key or front lighting that I mentioned in the video demonstration in that short video. Okay. So let me come back so y'all can kind of see. Hopefully y'all can still see the slides or wherever it is that way. Hopefully y'all can still see the slides over here. But this light that's coming at me right here is what I call a key light. Okay. And so I'm suggesting that you at least find a place in your home, at your office, wherever it is that you're going to be shooting, at least find a place where you can get a key light, a light that is in front of you. Now, I also have a light over here that we're calling a fill light, and a fill light, let me see, right here. And then I have a backlight to separate me from the background. So I've got at least 3 lights going on. But if you don't have access to all of that, as long as you have a light in front of you as your quote unquote key light, that's where you begin. The second place you're going to begin, that you're going to go to, is your camera. Notice that I'm looking directly in the camera. The reason why is because I have positioned this camera eye level, okay? One of the big mistakes that we make when we're doing our online Bible studies, our online sermons, our online preaching and teaching is that oftentimes we have the camera down, we're shooting with the camera down low like this, shooting up your nose. You can see the ceiling, you can see the ceiling fan, you can see all this other stuff around me, right? What you got to do is you've got to bring the camera up to eye level. Part of that is, look at my next point, never look down like this. Never look down or have your camera or your web camera looking up your nose or at the ceiling. And here's why. You see that little point there? Because when you look down, and I can't recreate it, but when you're looking down at your camera, it is no different than when you're actually standing over somebody and looking down on them. You don't want those people who are watching you online to get the feeling that you are looking down on them. All right. I said a whole lot when I said that. Don't underestimate the power of eye level. Okay? Trust me, this is a big deal. This is a big deal. Don't have your camera down where you're looking down at people. You want to make sure that you look up just like this, where you're looking directly at those individuals. Okay? It is a psychological thing. I'm trying to help y'all. It's a psychological thing. And psychology in this plays a big role, because even if I do this or I do this, that plays a role in how much confidence you have in me as a presenter, because I am screen center. Screen center, this is what we call the power. This is the power position. Screen center is powerful. This is not powerful. This is not powerful. It's psychological, folks, right? Screen center is where your power is. Just like having the camera eye level, that's power, all right? But when you bring that camera down here, you're looking down at people, and they're looking up your nose, you just lost your power. And you've just compromised your live stream because you were looking down on people, not looking right at them. Yes, it is psychological. Now, if you don't have budget, you ain't got money, you ain't got all that to buy tripods and all that, you can always, like for instance, I have a laptop in front of me. This is where I'm running all this software. With this particular laptop, if I want the camera on this laptop, I hope y'all can see me. Let me come here. I'm gonna turn all this off because y'all don't need to see that. If y'all see the laptop right here, the top of it, I have a camera in this laptop right here. Obviously, this camera is looking up at me, okay? So what I gotta do is I have to raise this laptop up in order to get the camera eye level. What do? You get some of them Amazon boxes you got in the garage. Get some books you got on the bookshelf. This is not complicated, folks. Don't overthink it, okay? All you got to do is use some books or something, lift that up if you don't have a tripod, and you're good with the eyesight of your laptop, your tablet, your phone, whatever. Or you can just, spend $15, go to CVS and get you a little cheap tripod for your phone, set it on a box, set it on whatever you got to set it on, and keep it moving. I'm trying to help somebody, all right? And then, like I said, look directly into the camera. You notice that the other recommendation that I have for you is don't look to the side, don't look over here, all that kind of stuff. I think I'll talk a little bit more about that a little later. But the main thing is that you've got to look directly into the camera, okay? Y'all feeling that? I hope so. Let's move on. Next, focus on your framing. Framing is kind of what I just talked about a minute ago, and I'll come back to me because you got an example right here. You see this? Here. All right. This is hard to do. This is framing. This is the frame right here, from right to left, and then from top to bottom. This is your frame. Framing is what is included in your shot and how it is positioned. I talked about that a minute ago. This is your power position, screen center. Y'all see what's going on to the right. I've got a TV way back here in the back. I've got my little shelf that's got, I got my Wakanda Forever back there. I got my toys, my books, all that back there. All of this is in my shot. Okay, this is my framing. Okay, so you got to prepare your framing. Y'all see what I'm saying? Framing is how you position yourself in the shot. Don't cut your head off like this, right? Don't be over here like this. This is not your power position. Don't be over here. This is not your power position. Your power position is screen center. Y'all catching this? I'm trying to help somebody. Trying to be a blessing. Okay? Here's another tool tip on your framing. When you are shooting your virtual ministry or whatever it is that you're doing, turn your camera sideways or horizontal during your sermons, your preaching, your teaching, whatever you're doing. Only use vertical for things or applications like TikTok, Instagram, or other smartphone apps. And then I'm yelling and screaming because I got that bold and in yellow. Never use vertical like this for meetings. Never. Don't do this. Don't shoot like this. Some of y'all done got into this habit. You take pictures like this, you shoot video like this because Instagram and TikTok and all of them have taught you how to do this. But when you walk into your house, is your TV turned sideways? No. Is your laptop screen turned sideways? No. Is your monitor at your job turned sideways like this? No, it's all turned this way. That's why I want to recommend that you never use vertical for meetings, interviews, live streams, sermons, whatever. All right, turn it sideways, horizontal. Now, here's the deal. Let me see if I put it in here. The reason why I say center yourself, the reason why I tell you to center yourself into the screen, because even if you are going to be seeing, you're going to see yourself on Instagram or TikTok or whatever it is you're going to see yourself on, as long as you're a screen center, you'll show up in the center of that screen. As long as you're seeing screen, as long as you are a screen center. If you move off to the side or here, left or to the right, when you end up on Instagram, TikTok, or whatever, you won't be seen in the middle of the screen. I hope that makes sense. All right. I hope that makes sense. Because, I'm screaming at y'all, never go vertical. Always go horizontal like this. You got it? And then center yourself. Reduce the space above your head without cutting into your forehead. Y'all see, I'm working pretty hard to try to keep my headroom straight, okay? And we typically use something called the 3-finger test. If you can at least get 3 fingers above your head, something like this, y'all see that? Then you're doing pretty good. But don't cut your head off like this, and don't be like this, all right? I gotta demonstrate this. Don't be like this. I don't know how many Zoom meetings and Skype meetings, sometimes I see them, they're like this. They're like this. Y'all seen any of these? Do I have a witness? Do I have anybody that's seen something like this? Yeah. This is called, in our business, the floating head, okay? Because you give the sense to people that you don't have a body. All right, y'all got that? All right. I'm just talking about how to use social media when you're using it and you're doing virtual ministry. I'm just trying to help you. All right, let's move on to the next thing. Man, we're about to run out of time. Okay, here it is. Next, ensure that the framing of your shot is bust up, chest up. Y'all see where I am? Bam, from here up. You got it? That's where you want to be. And then don't be too far from the camera for a few reasons. Number one, your audio quality is going to diminish the further you are away from the camera. And that's obvious. The further you get away, and that's, for some of y'all who are doing virtual ministry and you're doing it from your church and you got the camera way in the back and you don't have a microphone or a wireless lapel mic or something like that. This is a lapel right here. It's a lapel mic, right? And this is a wireless. So basically, I've got my receiver connected to my camera. I've got the transmitter connected to me for the microphone. And so I can walk anywhere and you're going to hear me. But some of you all, you don't have a wireless system. You're trying to use your phone, your tablet, or whatever, and it's too far away from you and people can't hear you. If you don't have a microphone system, a professional audio system that you can use in order to for lack of a better word, broadcast your audio so that it can be picked up by your camera, the further away you get, the worse your audio is going to get. Here's the second thing I need you to think about. When you move your camera, your tablet, or whatever further away from you, you also have to think about the fact that you can no longer control it. When my laptop is right in front of me, when I need to do something, I can just click, 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 click. It's right in front of me. But if I move it away, I can't click no more. So you got to think about those things when you're trying to frame up your shot. If you want to see, like right now it's me bust up. I'm in the shot, okay. But if I wanted you to see more, I wanted you to see me standing up, I wanted to walk around from the right to the left, that means the camera needs to be further back to get more of my movement. Just remember that when you do that, you're further away from your microphone and you don't have the ability to control it. So that means you've got to have somebody else in the house helping you do what you need to do. Hope that makes sense. Be sure you've prepared your sermon notes, Bible study notes, script, or sermon manuscript, scriptures, announcements, phone numbers, email addresses, giving information, website addresses, etc. ahead of time. Have all that information prepared, whether that's on a phone, whether that's printed out, whatever. You got to have all that stuff set up and around you, because once you own, you like I am right now. Once you own, you own. You're on. Okay? There's no stop. Wait a minute. I'll be back. Hold on. No. When you're on, you're on. And when you're on, and you're on, you got to be ready with all the information that you need to accomplish what it is you're trying to accomplish. All right, let's move to the next one. Let's see here. Okay, pre-preparation. I like this one. In my world, or in our world, we recognize that before you do any production, you have to do some things ahead of time to get ready for the production. All right, be prepared before you start streaming by pulling everything together. Very similar to what I just mentioned a second ago. But I want to take it a little deeper. I want to help us to understand how important it is for you to think through what you're going to do. Even if you just, you know what, let me come to this. Even if all you're doing is, even if you think that you're going to minister virtually like you did face-to-face, you still need to write things down in an orderly fashion so that you know where you're going from one moment to the next moment to the next moment. I don't know how else to put it. Virtual does not feel the same as face-to-face, okay? It does not. On one hand, time flies. On another hand, there are other elements where everything seems to slow down to a crawl, right? You can't have gaps. You can't have spaces. You can't have, moments where you would have a Hammond B3 organ take over, or the choir singing, or you're going to pass a communion plate around or whatever and wait. You don't have moments like that virtually. So it is important to know ahead of time where you're going, what's next, what you're going to do, what you're going to say. And it is important that with your technology that you don't wait to the last minute to pull that stuff together. Let me see what I got to say about that. Don't wait too late to start setting up. Okay, you never know what could happen or what could go wrong. Okay, run a test before you go live to make sure everything is working properly. I just mentioned to y'all before I went live with this, I had to do this 2 or 3 times to make sure everything was okay. Make sure the batteries were good in my microphone, right? Make sure that everything was spelled halfway correctly, right? In all of my slides and all of my graphics. So make sure you do a test or a run through to make sure everything is working the way you want it to work. And trust me, when you do that, you'll start seeing, I missed something. I forgot something. When you run those tests, it begins to help you to understand the areas that you need to improve in or some things that you need to do. And you'll start feeling that timing thing is totally different in the virtual space than it is in the physical space. All right? Be sure you've prepared all your notes. Like I said all that before. Make sure you get all of that prepared ahead of time so that when it's time to go live, you don't have anything that's missing. All right. Focus on your lighting source. And I've talked a little bit about this before. I do want to stress that light can make all the difference in the virtual world. Now, I did mention to you earlier that you want to find a space where your lighting source can be in front of you, but I didn't mention this. You don't want your only light source to be behind you. If you don't have a light source in front of you and you've only got a light source behind you, trust me, you are setting yourself up for failure. Do not shoot video in front of a picture window. Do not shoot video with the sun behind you. Don't do that. All you got to do is just turn around, put that picture window in front of you, put that light source in front of you, and you'll be doing good with regard to lighting. Now, here's another thing I want to mention, and I don't have a slide for this. I don't even think I mentioned this in here, so I'm giving you this one for free. Watch this. When you are using an iPad or a tablet or a phone, while they have good cameras, their cameras don't look good with bad lighting. So it is important to give those cameras good lighting in order for your image to turn out the way you want it to turn out, okay? So you see me telling you, sit in front of a window if you don't have money to purchase lights. And I could recommend, I've got a ring light over here. You can get a ring light for around $100 or so. Put your camera right there in the middle of the ring light. That gives you good lighting, and that good lighting can translate into your tablet, your phone, your whatever it is that you're using. You don't have to get an expensive camera. You just need to make sure you got good lighting, all right? Get a lamp if you need light and just put it in front of you. Just make sure you take the lamp shade off if that's what you're using. Preferably try to find a light bulb that emits white light and not yellow light. Most light bulbs they're emitting yellow light, and that would cast a yellow glow on you as opposed to a white light. Or just get your LED lamp. LED lamps typically emit more of a white light versus a yellowish red light that you would want to cast on your face. Here's the next thing. Audio is everything. In our business, this is what we say. Y'all can say this with me. Let me go ahead and make it big so y'all can see it. Let me get to it. Let me make it big. In our industry, this is what we say. Good audio makes bad video look good. So that's how important audio really is. It's one thing if people can't see you very well, but it's a whole nother thing if they can't hear you very well. Okay? So yes, I'm stressing to have good lighting so you have good visuals, but even more important, you've got to have good audio. So here's what I'm suggesting. If you're using a phone or a tablet or a laptop, make sure that you use working earbuds with mics for audio if you don't have a budget to purchase like a wireless lapel like I'm using right now. You don't have that, it's okay. Just use some earbuds, okay? This can eliminate feedback and it can help others hear you better. And I'm suggesting that, watch this, let me come to you. I'm suggesting that also, even if you're doing a Zoom or a Skype meeting or an interview or whatever you're doing, make sure that you put in some earbuds, whether they're wired earbuds or wireless earbuds, doesn't really matter. Just make sure you use those because it can cut down on the feedback. It can help improve the quality of your audio if you use earbuds. You can also use a better cordless mic like I'm using for your audio, the Boya. The Boya is what I recommend. You can write that down, look that up. You can find a Boya microphone. It is not wireless. You have to still plug it into your phone or plug it into your camera or whatever, but it is amazing. And you can get one for less than $20 on Amazon. Just look that up and tell them that Pastor G sent you, okay? All right? Now, no matter what you do, projecting or making sure that your voice can be heard is going to be key when you are live streaming. Now, I ain't mad. There are times when I'm preaching or I'm teaching and I get excited and I can scream and I can holler, but I also recognize that there's value in whispering. There's value in bringing it down. There's value in talking this way. And sometimes you got to recognize you got to have good audio if the dynamic range of your voice is going to go from high to low. Y'all can't even see what I'm doing. I'm doing all this animated stuff. When your voice goes from high to low, you also need to make sure you've got some type of microphone that can get you when you're screaming and hollering, but it can also get you when you're whispering and you're really low and you're talking to people this way. You get it? Okay? Using a professional audio system with speakers is okay. And again, I talked about this before. Particularly if your camera is far away, if your phone is far away, if your mic is far away, whatever that is that you got, that you're using, if it's far away, if you have a professional audio system somewhere, you can use that to broadcast your audio so it can be picked up from your phone, your microphone, or whatever it is that you're using that is on your camera or your phone. You can use that and it should do a pretty good job of helping to pick up your audio. All right, Mobile Magic. Again, I've talked about smartphones. Your smartphone can do a great job for you. You don't have to spend, like the camera that I'm using right now is a Lumix G7. That's about a $500 camera. I also put about $150 1.7 25 millimeter lens on top of that to give it a really good look. But you don't have to spend $600-700 on a camera. I also got the Canon G20, Canon G40 that I use sometimes. Those cameras can be anywhere between $600 and $1,000 depending on what your budget is, but you don't have to spend that kind of money. Just pick up your cell phone. It can shoot full HD and you can be good. You can even edit in iMovie. You can edit in Adobe Clip. You can edit, there's another one called Luma something. Just look up Luma. Actually, I can look on my phone right now and find it for you. It's Luma. Where is Luma? Luma something. L-U-M, there it is. Luma Fusion. Look up Luma Fusion. You can also edit with Luma Fusion. You can edit right on your phone, right on your tablet with Luma Fusion, and you can do everything with a mobile device now. So Mobile Magic is important. I talked about the whole vertical thing. Low tech warning. If you don't have a tripod, like I said, get a box, stack of books, and prop everything up. And we think if you do that, you'll be okay with your live streams using Mobile Magic. You got it? All right. Here's my closing motivation. I got like 30 seconds left, and I got to get this in. Test, 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 and test again. There are other things that I would suggest, but you can grab all this stuff by going to my Media Mentor Academy, and you're going to hear me talk about testing, 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 and testing again. You also notice that I'm, again, offering that 3 months for free. You go in there, set up your plan, do what you got to do. Make sure you get that done, because I share a lot of this information. I go a little bit deeper to show you how to set stuff up and to achieve even what I got going on right here, right now. Here's my closing remarks again. Keep it simple. Don't overthink it. And just know that Pastor G is here for you if you ever have any questions. Now, my prayer again today is that something that I've said is causing you to ask the question and to answer the question for yourself. What is God calling me to do in ministry in this new season? So if you're led into ministering virtually like I do, if that's where God is leading you into ministering to people that you may never ever see, then these tips and these tools are things that you need to think about before you jump in to virtual ministry. All right. Now, I want to thank Inspire for everything that they provided to us today. God bless y'all for offering me this opportunity to provide this information. I live for this stuff. I love it. I love sharing good information. Also, here's another resource. I have a live streaming guide that I want y'all to check out. Again, you can go to my website. It's right there on the homepage. You can pick that guide up. It's only like $5. You can download it to your phone, download it to your tablet, and I've got all the resources that you need to get up and running. The pricing, how to get to it, a description, the whole nine is there. So you can check that out, pick that up at any given time. It's on our website. Lastly, here's my information. You can reach out to me at any given time. Just contact me. I'm all over the place. You see my website, my email address, my Twitter address, my Facebook address, my video samples. If you want to see more about the videos that we produce, you can hit me on Instagram. Oh my God. This has been exciting. But I am out of time. Again, this is Pastor G. I'm virtual. I'm everywhere, but I'm also available and accessible. God love y'all. I really thank y'all for joining with me. Find me, reach out to me, talk to me. I'm looking forward to hearing from each and every one of you all if you have a question. Again, catch me in my next session. I will chat with y'all later. God bless. Peace.